Hello, Pauper people. This is EPA 72 with my second video with audio. We should have finally solved the microphone issues, also thanks to the help of Calicais. Thank you. Uh, and in order to see if everything works properly, I wanted to show another matchup, a single match from a league. I asked the people in Twitter just to choose between three possible candidates, and they chose to see myself playing this updated version of Sultai combo walls against the grinder on the old school Pinger barn. First of all, though, the deck list. You can see it on the screen. The main deck is more or less the same as the last time. What has been changed is the mana base. I had found that we had issues mostly with mulligans and color accessibility, let's say. So I increased the number of lands to 17, going up to 61. You know, I love 61 cards decks. And the main inclusion are the thriving groves. You can see down here, uh, it's allowing us to have all colors, green and of course, relatively easily. I reduced the number of landscapes to 3 just to try. And the rest is identical to the previous version. Concerning the sideboard, I had a lot of issues recently with the uh, artifact decks or Clark Clan Shaman decks that, as you know, I love. So I'm trying here a sort of desperate sideboard with 4 divests and 3 natural obsolescence. The rest is mainly the same as the previous one. I decided to try duress instead of prohibit against control decks uh, because more mana efficient. So that's all. Let's go to the game. Welcome back to the first game of this match. I am playing against Artur Costa. He has multiple trophies already this season, I think at least 3. We played several times in the last few days. He's always on some kind of burn variants. So let's see how we go. This first hand is very slow, but has a lot of mana. Uh, I decided to try, uh, mostly to see how it can pan out. This league had already a negative score, so I tried some testing here. As expected, is on red. We expect this early to die. It does. We find the black mana. Expand dies as well. We keep not finding, and here we find the first surprise, that is the lava runner, which is something that I haven't seen in quite some time. We need ways to draw cards, and luckily opponent is then screwed. So he start burning us. Again, we see here skewer the critics. So this seems to be the old school burn, which is mainly spell based and not Goblin Bushwhacker based or Dota Rebirth based, and is probably harder for us in this present configuration because it's so unusual to me. So we need to find a creature in order to start drawing cards as soon as possible. We have Freed in hand, which might be helpful, but we are really on the back foot at the moment. Especially now that they have found second land and we have Thermal Alchemist. So with the plan, we find some creature. We hope not to die. Unfortunately, we do die. Okay, we are now ready for game two. We sided in the three healers of the glade, and I wanted to try also the two duresses because, as I mentioned during the first game, their deck is extremely spell based. In order to make room, we removed as previously Tac Tac and Third Pass Savant because they are off color and slightly slow. I removed a couple of insights because are the worst of the black card draw spells in this matchup, and one Thunderbolt. I was unsure about this one, but it seemed to be the weakest card. Let's see how we fare. This end is good. It has all the things we sided in, good mana. The Duress showed us again a lot of spells. We chose Searing Blaze, which is presumably the worst for us. We see opponent has two Fire Blasts, two Bolts, and a Needle Drop. Here we just start playing the game of trying to make him exhaust his resources. We find another healer which helps. They start trying to kill us our stuff. We dispute in response. We are still around 20 life, which is not too bad. We don't know only one of the cards in their hands. So now we need to start building up. Here presumably we will go for battlement. No, okay. We aggressively try to go for Axebane. Go for Axebane, expecting him to die. Point seems to be mana flood. Unfortunately, they find another Searing Blaze. Our life total is still okay. Still one unknown card. They cannot attack. Most likely here we are going to go for another X-Bane. I also decide to draw more cards since I have a lot of mana. And we are threatening the kill next turn. They find two pingers. We know they have two Fire Blast, but we have two Axebanes. So now let's see what they do in response to our gameplay. Here we just safely go for a bit of life. And presumably the last X-Bane as well. No, we'll keep it for next turn. Now they really have to draw well in order to kill us. So now we know we basically have won. We start playing walls. They should most likely kill the X-Men in response. Try to do it. We make mana. And now we are going to go actually for Invoker, removing all their pillars. They see the line and they scoop. Ready for game 3? Of course, no changes to the sideboard plan. This end is again good, not super fast, but we have 2 life gain creatures, so I expect that I get this one. We went for blue on the Thriving Grove, of course, due to having in hand the swamp. They are relatively aggressive this time, but we have good creatures and they have only 3 cards left in it. They start skewering us. Oh, wait, this was very fast. We duress them, seeing a Fire Blast and another skewer. We took the Fire Blast and we kept building up. Next turn, we are probably going to try to Axebane. Up to now, they seem not to have instant speed both. One unknown card in their hand. Here we go for Axebane, and we are most likely going for the safe line for drifting for pulse and getting back. We find multiple pingers, now we know their hand, we drift back and we are close to winning. They need to find quite a bit of stuff to avoid us from winning. We will go for Invoker, clearly, just not to get subject to a possible 2 for 1, and here we have one. So we won the match. It was not super eventful because it mainly focused on us being able to survive long enough. That's why probably this burn version is not the best one right now, at least against us. One important thing that we discovered, especially game 1, was that we need more artifacts because we were stranded with 3 card draw spells in hand and nothing to sack for multiple turns. That's why we had a change in the list that I'm presently running, where I swapped 4 forests for 4 3 of Takes, and it proved effective. I am now wondering if we might even try to find room for Icor Wellspring, but it's probably not the case. Thank you for watching this video. Sorry again for my voice. I have still some cold effect going on. And let's see again playing Wars the next time. Ciao, ciao.